Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here for a daily racing form race of the day preview. This one is for the Sunday race of the day, which is out at Santa Anita. It's going to be going down the hill for race number 8. This one is the John Shear. And I have to mention, as we take a look at the field, this is named for the gentleman, John Shear, who was the paddock captain at Santa Anita. He passed away at 102 years old a couple years back in 2023. He actually became famous and he kind of had like a viral moment when he saved a girl from a loose horse back, like I think when he was 90 years old or so. So they named this race for him. He was one of the kindest men ever in Southern California. Everybody loved John. So wanted to give a little memorial for him as every time this race comes up, it's always brings a smile to my face because he was an awesome guy out there. Here's the field for the John Shear, and they're going down the hill. I think logically, the two are T-less. Cutting back from those mile races makes a lot of sense. It's a graded stakes winner. Horse who's crossed the wire first in graded stakes a couple different times, actually, but was DQ'd in one of them and just loves to pass horses and loves to get into the winner's circle. Muscle to the outside is one that I think is a little bit interesting. Cali Cat will also take some money in here. Let's see what our friends at Timeform US think about the pace projector. Toughness should be flashing some speed out front early on. He is really, really quick. I just don't know about the company and the competition he's faced if it's really top level. So that's what worries me about this pace projector. I do think a couple others want to push it, like the one Encanto coming out of some sprint races from Gulfstream Park. Speaking of Encanto, let's meet him, the number 1, as we take a look at this field. Encanto won the Texas Glitter Stakes, which is a 5-furlong turf sprint at Gulfstream. A lot of times, though, those shorter 5-furlong turf sprints, they really don't translate to the 6.5 down the hill at Santa Anita. That plays out more like a route distance and like a route trip. So while I respect what Encanto's been doing as of late, I just feel like the distance might be a little bit too much when it's all said and done. I think he could be a pace player in here. Right next door, it's the number 2, Artislas, who's just done very little wrong in his career overall. In his career debut, he's a winner. He comes back in his second start, and he beats Graded Stakes Company in his third start, crosses the wire first, but gets DQ'd out of that race. And then he faces too tough of company on Breeders' Cup week at Del Mar. I mean, his whole body of work and his resume just makes a whole lot of sense. You're not going to get rich betting him because he's 2-1 on the morning line, but he's a major player in here. Not a whole lot of knocks on Artislas. The number 3, Toughness, feels like a speed player in here. We saw Timeform US had him up on the pace projector right on the front end. So I think he's going to be winging it early. I just don't know exactly how good he is because he's coming out of a restricted maiden race for Bob Baffert, and he was easily handled by rival Supersonic Blue when they raced against each other back in January. So I think Toughness, more of a speed type and more of an underneath type in here. The number 4, Triple Diamonds, a little bit interesting. I think he got caught up on the pace last time out, and that's probably not where he wants to be. I think he wants to sit off a little bit more like he was able to do on January the 19th. So I'm expecting different tactics. I think they'll take back on him. I'm also not sure if you're going to get the type of competitive effort from him because his best races did come against Calbreds, and this is open company where he's going to have to face a tough few horses drawn to the outside. The number 5, Cali Cat, also a Calbred, comes off of a win last time out. He won going 6.5 furlongs, but on the straight course, not on the downhill layout turf course at Santa Anita. He'll now make his third start off the layoff, third start of the form cycle. He fits pretty well. I just like others a little bit more in here. I kind of think he's like a measuring stick for this race. I put him on the bottom of exotics. Supersonic Blue is the number 6. He's the next one up. He is another horse who shows some good speed. So while we looked at the pace projector and they didn't really have the horses kind of battling up front, I think with the presence of Toughness, Encanto drawn down to the inside, Cali Cat, and Supersonic Blue, I feel like with those 4 horses in here, there's going to be combinations of them pushing each other up front. So Supersonic Blue, I think, is another one who I could see showing some speed, but not sure if he's going to be around late. Because I think it actually sets up pretty well for the horse to the outside. That's the number 7, Muscled. Muscled is coming in off of mile races. And when you see horses that have shown tactical speed or positional speed going a mile, they generally play very well when they cut back to 6.5 at Santa Anita down the hill. I think Muscled, drawn to the outside, can sit off a little bit in here, maybe sit 4th or 5th behind some of those speeds. And on the cutback will just be really, really fit. So as we move to selections, that's who I'm going to put on top for the Sunday race of the day. I put the 7 Muscled on top, 7, 2, 4, 5 for me. I think Artislas, Super Logical, Triple Diamonds, and then Cali Cat in the bottom spots behind them. Whoever you play, however you play them, we wish you the best of luck. And remember, you can get free past performances for every race of the day at DRF.com.